and then NASCO man of the match, Rafael and Ponsan, to talk to us. We take their initial comments and then your questions. Coach.
First of all, let me take this opportunity to congratulate Ibrahim Tanko and his technical staff, and also his playing body and the entire Medeama Sporting Club fraternity for chalking the Ghana Premier League 2025-2026 in my day 33. I think that is the ultimate, and if someone wins it, we need to acknowledge that. They've been very consistent in the league, and they amass a lot of points from their home games, and it's a learning curve for others to follow. And they have also played some very interesting football across, and so I bow my heart for the club. I think that it was a game that we needed. The caption we put for our culture and character session was, trying to safeguarding our image in terms of the players coming out freely to put out what they have in the best ways, but still keeping our identity and our purpose of play, which gives us a clear direction of how we want to play our football. We want to press, we want to control some positions, but we have some challenges that no one knew about. No one knew about. We had just 18 players, and out of the 18 players, 4 players were playing with high degrees of injuries that we only needed to manage. Hussein like this, we needed to just manage Hussein maximum 45 minutes. So 30 minutes to 45 minutes, it was my choice to either keep him away, just like we did in Summer Boy, to bring him on later, and then also manage Wayo, manage Afrani, manage Hamza, a couple of manage Rafael in the game, and manage Kelvin. Emmanuel equally, we had to manage him. And so there are so many things that happens in the game that no one would know. And then so we knew when was it necessary to bring in someone and when was it not necessary to bring someone. We know it is not possible that anyone outside our team can know our players or the team better than we who are inside. Even if we don't know what we are about, but at least we will understand what the player can do and what he can do at what time. Bringing on Osabute was just last week. He didn't even train with us. He just finished his exams from school, and then I asked him, "Have you finished? How are you? Are you okay? Are you fine?" I said, "Come, tomorrow we are traveling with us to Summer Boy, and we travel with him." So it is only this week that we had chance to take him through some aspects. These young ones that we prepared around, we didn't have a lot of time to prepare them more so that we can unveil them. And you need to think about how to protect the young kid because of his career. And we know when to play them and when not to play them, but when to bring them on the bench. Today we had three of them. Yeah. 3 of them were on the bench. 3 of them, 2 had the chance of, one had his debut and one came in and had a very good game. And so it is important that we really put our minds in our youth teams and give them the right opportunity. So we knew that the game was going to be a difficult game. We were more motivated than Medeama. Medeama they have no motivation again. We had motivation. Our motivation was that we have climbed up that ladder to stay at that point when we could also have the opportunity of even becoming the champions. But because of lack of consistency, we stayed there. And then how could you have stayed there for that long time and then just last game and then we would drop to 7th position if we didn't win and we drew, and then the other feature a club won, then we were going to drop to 7th position. And I thought that would lose, the players' value will go down and the club's value will go down. So we're playing something, we knew something was at stake, and so we put in everything. This is how we do every time. But sometimes you put up this and you get the outcome. Sometimes you put up this and then You don't get it, and it's football. But one clear thing that we want to appreciate is the human part of what we do. We care for our players. Our players are what I will always, take out my heart for them, for the commitment they showed. Many meetings, many class works, many football works, many science works, many technological aspects, just to improve our ways of doing things. Many character sessions for them to understand what accountability, responsibility, and sense of belonging is. Why am I playing for House of Folk? What is the reason for me being committed? What is the reason for me to be passionate about what I'm doing? And you can't stay away from meetings just because you are late. You can't do that. And I think that the boys have done so well. So well, just to have 31 players, and out of 31 players, 2 players clearly cannot come again. Paku and then Rocky, have degrees of injuries, and others asthma. Karim and others are not part. So sometimes in the week we just have 22, 23 players, but these boys stood up. They showed tenacity and purpose, and I think that everywhere I sit, I will praise them. Sometimes my expectations are high because I set standards. I don't keep levels. I tell them that I don't like levels. I set standards, and the standards are set. I set higher standards, and I expect higher standards by the players. And so I was not surprised that what they put out there was just a manifestation of what they have been doing all season. We never played a game away and then our aim was that this is an away game. I have never thought like that. I always think that everywhere when you do the right things, you have to win. And that's why sometimes when I don't see maybe the game direction in terms of the people supervising the game not getting in the right way, I get, I get nervous, and because I just feel that anywhere any team plays very well, they should be able to score, and you have to win games. And so I think that we came into the game with the purpose that we needed to salvage a level of image, and we needed to end the season on a very, very good note.
Rafael, what do you say about today's game?
It was very difficult for us because we champions or Ghana has it, and playing against them ain't easy, sir. But in our line said, you better follow our culture. So who follow culture now? Say the coach kind, it must stay for a long time. So culture na aboy because now you need to be bad. In our line say you better follow culture. Aboy, I know say first season. You continue now, you follow the culture now. I know say it will help us a lot.
Why should 4? What's a difficult game? Can you tell the fans why?
Because the entire make us say difficult thing is say we are champions, and the big motivation might say you're 7. So your team must stay also third also na last game you're because 7 there. MY be my ever look like from as coach said. So and motivate me in your goals.
Only teammate, how are you feeling about victory?
You feel good. Yeah, I'm saying share for no. Yeah, who say? You need Japan because and yeah, easy say you go home cry one go cry them na last game and playing against Medeama league champions near team for goals. No. It wasn't easy, but me ball my teammate for Nabaso and the ball coach Sabaso 1 year already from
management promising will be a young team.
David.
Coach, you have said it, but I'm sure being the first season, you have set standards for yourself, targets. Would you say it's a satisfactory season?
Judging from the challenges, in every situation you have to feel that there are challenges. In every situation you have to feel that there are learning elements, and in every situation you need to feel that there are strengths. And among these, our challenges were enormous. Enormous in the sense that even the clubs that were struggling to be relegated, they had the opportunity to beef up squads. We didn't have that opportunity, and that is why we need to be positive around these boys. That they didn't have a choice. than to continue to be working. If Hamza is scoring or Hamza is not scoring, we needed to believe in him. If Doku is scoring or he's not scoring, we needed to believe in him. They are the two direct strikers that we had. That's what we have. We didn't have the opportunity to do other things. The rest, you and I know. And so these were challenges. But these challenges has to come with the right recognition, with our assertions. We need to assert, positively. We need to be very objective in our assertions. And so if I say he's not the right one, who else am I going to use there? Who else am I going to use? And that is where we need to keep that positivity and self-belief in what we have. Yesterday, what did we watch? We watched our best practices. Offensively. Chances created, good movements, our build-ups, our breakthroughs, our finishing positions. What did you see? They said, we should have won the league. I wasn't the one saying it, because I kept telling them that you are doing the right things. It's all about improving our decision making in some key areas. And when they looked at them, when they watched themselves, they observed themselves, they realized, here we could have done that, this. For me, that one alone was learning. Because when players acknowledge that, I think here my decision, this is what this man has been talking about, that when I get here, I should be. Today I had to beg one, that I beg you, today when you get into that area, just think that coach said when I come here, when I get to this area, I'm the master of the pitch. Let me just come around 10, face the opponent with the ball, and make a decision. These are reflective practices, so that they can stick in the person's mindset. And once you can have something printed as a picture, printed there, and then you can always reflect, that is when learning has taken place. And for me, these are the three key things: learning, strengths, and then the challenges that we acknowledge and be objective to it. Very important. We shouldn't see football to just be a win thing. Once you don't win, it's like, negativity is around it. How will you build the future? Yesterday is gone. We shouldn't compare yesterday's players to today's players. Yesterday is gone. They can never come back again. No? But today is so important because we have to build on today. But yesterday's people, they are gone. They are historians now. They are gone. They can never come back. And that event can never come back. And football events don't look like each other. They don't look. If you take today's game and last year, Medeama House of Folk game, they can never be the same game. It's the same clubs, but the materials are different. The time slot and space is not the same. So it's important that these things, we need to look at them, and then we need to reflect and not allow only the emotional part to drill us. Otherwise, we'll lose very, very important elements, and that is not good for our football.
I'm happy that you have objectively accepted that there were challenges and you need to improve. How do you improve?
The only challenges I said, even your house, if you have everything, you cannot have the road to yourself or the path to yourself that you can always fold it. When you want to walk around, then you spread out and walk. No, maybe sometimes there will be traffic. It's a challenge. But the challenge that I spoke about was the challenge of not having the opportunity to beef up a team. To beef up the team in the sense that you and I all know what that challenge was. Even the clubs that were going on relegation, 11 wonders, they still had other players coming in. They beefed up. They beefed up. So if I'm talking that I want to win league, I want to do this, and then we don't have that opportunity to do it, why can we not be modest and be more objective in the way we see things? And it is not every game that will come and then surely you do your best. We do our best in every game. We do our best. These players, they do their utmost best. When they are not able to do something, it's just the best that was not up to appreciable level.
So, Coach, my question is very difficult. So, at the end of this season, you are going to meet those who employ you. You are going to reflect on how the season went. So, for me, I've followed House of Folk throughout this season keenly for a special purpose. Now, you came at the time the team was struggling. You put in your best. And now I see the boys playing together so well. All of a sudden the season has ended, they have to go into another season. Some of these guys after picking this form would like to leave the club, and you have a special wish. What is it that you would like to happen to the team, be it together or let's know what you have?
You say when I meet the board. So when I meet them, I'll tell them that I'm a straightforward person. Where I've reached with my age, there's nothing that I cannot speak on. I've passed the level where I'm thinking about no, I've passed that level. Whatever I think about that is important to voice out, I can say it. And I'm at least I'm also matured enough to know what to say at what time, and when to say it. I'm very matured about that.
What is your wish for this good team you have built?
My wish for House of Folk is that we keep doing the right things, and then we keep improving, and then be better, and then we are more reflective, and then we are more objective in the way we see things, and then we can build the team. Because the human part of the work, I value it more than the emotional part. I value the human part. The human part is what we are doing here. That I'll subject myself to you to ask me whatever questions you want, and then I will look which one looks better to answer, and how to answer it. Because when you ask this question, you are not asking me. It is the general public that you are giving an opportunity to be informed in terms of certain aspects. I think that what we have is so big. These boys have really, improved in terms of their game adaptations, in terms of their intuitions about football. They will tell you that I'm not an easy customer to work with. I'm not easy. I'm so humble. But when it comes to the professional work, if I'm on the pitch, I'm a different person. I'm not emotionally driven. But I'm very passionate about what I do. And I'm very, very detailed. I'm very detailed. He will tell you that there will be things that you might appreciate, but I still have questions to ask him. Why will he take too many touches in that situation if he can just move the ball once where he's facing? Why will he want to turn when he doesn't even know if there's space there? Why will he not play where he can see? Why will he get onto the opponent, and then he cannot keep the pressure on the opponent, and the opponent will have the tendency to be able to turn and play the pass through? And I'm not just saying this because I can talk. No, I'm saying that because I've taught him, or I've made him more informed about these prerequisites. So I have the tendency to ask him, this is not what we agreed on. And he will say, yes, coach, yes. And I know that he can make mistakes, he can forget, it's normal. That is when I can remind him to let him know that this is what we said we would do. What was the game plan? The game plan was to press high at all times. First 20 minutes offensively, the game plan was that we play the ball where? Forward. Get the ball where? In the wide area. Bring in what? Crosses and make runs. Finish. 3 things. So I will not be in line with you when you get the ball and you pass the ball backwards, or you have the tendency to play the ball forward. I ask you, were you not in what we prepared on? So they have learned a lot. This one season, I'm sure if he's honest enough, if he's honest, not only him, with many of them, they will tell you that they have been maybe 6 years back. And we still believe that. That's why I say I don't set levels. I set standards, and I expect them to set even higher standards.
Coach, from what you have said, let me bring back something you told me way back when you won the league. You told us in Kumasi that House and Protocol are result-oriented clubs.
Of course, but they have to develop.
Yes. Today, I'm listening to you saying a lot of good things about your players. If I am to ask you to grade them out of 10, what would be the grade?
My players?
Your team.
My team, if you get, everybody is more than 5 over 10. So in every game, I'm able to get a player hitting 8. Every game. Because I value the effort, I value the energy, I value the intensity and aggression that you bring. And I value the preparation that you subjected yourself in. 2 days ago, his He said, big toe. He was telling me that he wants it to crack, and then it's not cracking. But he was making the effort to put in the boot to get on the pitch. For me, that is the attitude of a good player. That one is the attitude. And I had to tell, it's okay. He said, no, coach, I just want it to crack, and then I'll come back. That is a positive attitude. I have never pushed a player, he's injured, and said, no. But the players know that if he misses one training, he knows that he's missed a lot. Those who are in crutches, they come to the training field with the crutches. They come and sit down and watch. Training to improve is not only when you are participating. The fact that you are around and you are watching and you are listening, you are improving. When your brain is always refreshed. So as you said, 8. Because the effort the person is making gets 2 points. The energy he puts in gets 2 points. The performance gets 2 points. So already he's past 5 and he's going there. So the other ones is just his decisions, the decisions he makes. He has the ball. What decision does he make? He doesn't have the ball. What decision is he making to make the one with the ball, possible to be able to play a forward pass based on our principles and based on our game situation and based on our phases of play and then our game philosophy.
So let me come to you personally. For the past 20 years, you remain the only coach to have won the league and defended it. Coming from one result-oriented club, choosing your own words, to another result-oriented club after 10 years and not winning the league, how does it feel?
I feel so bad because I feel that when I sit in my room and I reflect, I just say, this league is one of the softest league to play. One of the softest league to play. Because we amass more points playing where? Away. And then we amass few points playing home. How? You can't win the league when you don't win home matches. You can't. Back in the day, I hate to speak about the past. I don't like, if you study, I don't speak about the past. Because if you can win away matches, why can't you win home matches? Home matches. Just balance half of the home draws, and then it's a massive, league gap. And so I think that we needed. I think that it wouldn't have been fair. It wouldn't have been fair. It would have been like indictment, and people would have behaved in other ways if we had won the league with the challenges that we had. It would have been an indictment on the others, like, so you beef up your squad and still these guys didn't beef up the squad. But still, if we had made up some positive decisions in some key moments, we would have extended the league. Where it's a challenge, when we get there, we come out with something.
Coach, concerning decision making, over elaboration costs your side technically from my side. Against Aduana, it cost your side, and today I saw less of that. You scored 4 goals. Your players were quick. You got 4 goals. How are you going to work on that?
That's why we keep training. Training improves everything, and setting standards, giving them the opportunity to see themselves in terms of key areas, what decisions they made. That one is more learning. They see it, and then they acknowledge that this was better than this, and then you don't need to tell him this. And these are not youth players. Some of them are youth players, so you can hammer them, but some of them are already elite, and then so you need to appreciate where they are, and then you need to give them the opportunity to adapt into what you are doing, and to not to over-inform them, and sometimes when you over-inform them, it becomes something that is too much. Give them the reason to know that I think that this decision and that one is initially, if you be honest, he feels that I quite want permanent on my main board. Let me say, when you start making the right decision, and I'm free with this things because I think I've passed those levels with age, and so I can get into the player's head and know exactly how he feels about you. That is fine. His best coach is the one who is giving him a chance to do what? To play. That's fine. I've been a player before, but I didn't think like that. I just think that I have a responsibility to be a better person, to aim playing. So my players, they need to aim the chance to play. Otherwise, even the bench might not come. We brought only 18 players. There were players that I left. I just said, no, you didn't train well, just stay out. 18 will be fine. Maybe we'll substitute, maybe we'll not substitute some players. That's fine.
So, coach, with the emergence of Osam Bute and his colleagues, House of Folk have been in this particular situation before when they are not able to transfer or buy players, which tend to be a positive situation for them in the 2000s. Are we going to see more of those boys coming up to fill the spaces and making positive out of that?
But if you have not registered the player, you can't register. If you have not cleared those situations, you can't register. I think that the future of football is giving talented players the opportunity. Talented players are rare. So we say rare talents. So the rare talents, they have the potential. That potential is what you are enhancing. And for me, I always give the potential talents the opportunity of where I am. Because where I am is time and space. Time and space, because at this period, I'm the head coach. Another period, maybe I will not be here. And so I will try to do my very best in terms of the decisions that I make in terms of talent identification and nurturing. And I think that the future of the club is all about identifying the right talent, especially with the ages, and then giving them that chance to promote them.
Coach, one short message for the media.
Oh, the media has been very, very incredible in terms of their outlets. And I think that anytime we have the chance and then you come into our domain and then you come for clarification and then you come for information so that you can spread a longer gospel, I think that we need to be very, very open. That is why sometimes when I present myself here, I give out myself to be scrutinized in terms of what your opinions are. For me, I see that it's an opinion. I see that people attack people because they make some uninformed comments about some of us. But I have grown past this level. I meet the person and I tell him, well, don't worry about that. It was his opinion that he tried to express. And I think that sometimes we need to be very, very considerate that people have also feeling, they have feelings that emotionally sometimes they will not be happy. Some of it we are fine with it. We can go past it because we have grown past it. But I think that you have been very incredible with the discharge of your responsibilities. Things have improved. Things have become. I remember when I was asked a question, I've been away from the game. I have only been away from the Ghanaian Premier League as a coach, but I have not been away from the game. I'm more into the game than any other person. Because for me, I sleep, eat, and drink football. I don't talk any other thing. My conversations are all football, all the time.
But it's school of life.
It's my school of life. It's a school of life. So my life is football. So I'm always ever present. And so we thank you so much for this work. Sometimes it's so dangerous where you find yourselves in, but you make yourself very available. And our league has been very, very commercialized. You have sold our league these 34 matches. The pre-matches, pre-match interviews, the post-match interviews, and then the short videos that comes around. Players are chasing here and there to see their good actions and other. I think that this is an area that I think that has really, really moved our football, and it is very interesting to know that our football has moved with our media, because coaching and media work, they move together. We cannot, even though sometimes we are pushed wrongly, but still we cannot avoid you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much.